All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. And today was quite a volatile day. We saw pretty heavy dumpage to the downside here. And now we are looking what is next for Bitcoin. We did end up coming down to our 1.236 fib extinction target. So if we look at our fib extinction and we go from the highs of wave A, if this is a correction, to the lows of wave A to the highs of wave B, and we turn on those ABC target zones. So the target zones are from the most common zone, 1-to-1 target in the 1.236. Well, you can see down here the 1.236 was also at the SFP of the 91K lows. In my second video update today, when we started dumping through the 1-to-1, I said this was the level to watch for. Now we did get that successful SFP, and we are seeing a move up from here now. But this is a bit concerning. We still do not have any bull divs, on the charts, and money flow still looks pretty bad. But this could be the end of a correction. What we want to see here is we want to start to form a range here, and we really want to actually get above 93K and reclaim the 93K large range value area low. Let's actually go ahead and mark that out on the chart now. So we'll turn on our range from November 11th to present day. Turn that on here, and we're going to go ahead and pull that, make sure it's fully updated to today's price action. And you can see that large range value area low is now hovering about 92,936 on Coinbase. So let's mark that out here. That is going to be our value area low. And if we come back up here, back test this and reject, that could mean lower for Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is seeing a little bit of a pump here. Let's go on the 6-minute chart here, and let's look at what's happening here. Bitcoin is trading up in this ascending channel here. The thing I'm concerned about with this, let's go ahead and turn on our volume here. Let's see. Let me get to that volume. Let's turn this on. You can see that our volume, as we're pushing up here, our volume is continually declining here. That's not a good sign, guys. When you see a bounce with low volume like this after a big crash, those tend to be bear flags or a sort of structure like a bear flag where you continue down afterwards. So we do have to watch for the rejection of the value area low up here. This, to me, does not look too strong yet. Now, that could change, but you could see if we just say this is the bear flag, we can even take it from higher, but let's just be conservative and let's say this is the bear flag here. And you can see on our pull down the rise in volume here as we're forming the pull to the downside. And then on the push up, our volume is declining the entire time. Anytime you see a bear flag, what some pattern traders don't realize is you should have volume confirmation on these patterns. So when you see the volume, when you see it move up like this with such low volume, that means it's not a strong move up. We can actually go to our CBD and let's check and see if we're seeing what we're seeing here. Okay, so this is a little bit good that we are seeing our open interest increase here. New positions are coming in, and those positions are long positions. We can tell they're long because our CBD is increasing here. So those are market longs, and they're fresh market longs because our open interest is increasing. So we are seeing some fresh longs step in at the lows at 91K. They're trying to hold this level here, trying to keep the range intact, let's say. The fight for the bulls right now is to be able to reclaim our value area low. If we come back up here and we bearishly backtest this value area low and we start to reject again, this could be very dire for the bulls. The bears have successfully pushed the price down. We came to our 1.236 target, which if this is an ABC correction and this is the end of it, this could be bullish. But what I want to see now, I want to see us start to form a range here. Let's go ahead and turn off this volume now. All right, I want to see us start to form a range here. So let's go ahead and hide this channel real quick. And we're going to just get rid of this 1-to-1 fib extinction now. Even if we come up here, reject from the value area low, if we can bounce from the golden pocket and get back above that value area low, that would be a somewhat bullish signal. So let's go ahead and do our Fibonacci extinction. Now, right now, we're going to take it from our current highs, but we might go higher than this. You can see our 786 is right around that swing failure pattern area. Let's look at our golden pocket here. Golden pocket. Okay, I do like how the golden pocket is here. We have some liquidity of this low right into the golden pocket. So that golden pocket might hold if we dump from here. But if we come a little bit higher, let's say we do reject from that value area low. I mean, that golden pocket's still in a good area. The golden pocket 786 area would be a nice area. Now, because today was so bearish, we closed the day and we do have a naked daily point of control, a new naked daily point of control about 94,233 on Coinbase. And if we just look at our last push down after we broke the value area low of this range. So let me zoom out and talk about this first. We were trading for 22 days within this smaller range here after the large dump we saw 3 Sundays ago. So 22 days ago, because today's Monday. 22 days ago, we saw a very aggressive dump to the downside. We have been just chopping within this range here for 22 days. And you can see, let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff real quick to make this a little bit more clear. All right, and you can see this value area low here. Anytime we'd come down to the value area low, yes, we were seeing small deviations here, but really overall, our value area low was holding. Today, it finally gave way, and we saw the waterfall to the downside. So, and also earlier today, when we did lose that value area low, this is what might be happening on the bigger daily time frame, but we lost the value area low, came back up for the back test of that value area low, rejected, and that's when we saw the waterfall. So we need to be aware that this could happen. Now we've broken our smaller range to the downside. We need to be aware that our bigger range, our bigger daily range since November 11th, if we come back up here, we bearishly reject, we could see another waterfall to the downside. And if we do see that waterfall to the downside, 89K, we have a liquidity grab down there from this low here. And 85K. 85K is important. Let's go onto our other chart before we start looking at local support areas, local resistance areas. Let's go onto our chart, our Bybit chart, where we have this bearish pitchfork where last Friday we rejected exactly from the top after bouncing perfect from the bottom of it. This whole move up was sort of a weird impulse to the upside. And then what I was projecting over the weekend and since our dumps on Friday, that this was going to be an ABC correction. And this does still look like the possibility of an ABC correction with our A, B, and then this is our C here. C ended at the maximum C wave target, though. You really don't want to see a move in an expanded ABC correction. You can dump to the 1.618, but you really don't want to see that because that also increases the probability that this is an impulse down. And so you can see all weekend long, and I made videos about this over the weekend and yesterday too, over the weekend. Once we dumped on Friday, we spent the entire weekend trying to get back above this band here. Let me clean this up. We spent the entire weekend trying to get above this band, and we could not get back above this band. We tested it many, many times. Then earlier this morning, we dumped to our midline. We did see a good bounce from that midline, but the bounce came up to the bearish back test of our value area low, as well as our VWAP, our daily VWAP, and that's when we saw the waterfall down. Now, look at where we bounced. We bounced at the 91K SFP lows. It was the 1.236 fib extinction target, and it was the bottom of the pitchfork band. I did say in yesterday's video, if we lose 93K and do not SFP 93K into our large range value area low, that we probably would come down to bounce from this band here. And we are seeing that bounce from this band. So once again, through this entire range, let's go ahead and zoom out onto the 4-hour chart. Since our crash 22 days ago, our big, huge $10,000 crash 22 days ago, you can see this, we've been trading really nicely within this pitchfork. And anytime we come down to the band, overall, we're seeing it hold as support. Here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And then 8 times here, we held the top of the band. Well, today we dumped back down to the bottom of the band, a lower band of support. So overall, our trend is still bouncing us from this area of support. This is a dynamic support area because it's getting lower as time goes on obviously with this being a, diagonal support level, but we are still holding our support level that we've been holding overall for 22 days. So we do have some signs of hope for Bitcoin, that Bitcoin can recover from this, that our ABC correction is over, and that we pump. Once again, it's just going to be really, really key to get back above our larger range value area low, not this value area low, our larger range value area low at 93K, 92,936, so 93K-ish. And we really want to see us get back above this, reclaim it, back test it. We want to see something like this. I think overnight we're probably going to start forming a range in between this area here. But we want to see us get back above this value area low, back test the value area low, can flip it to support to continue higher. So what we can do, we can look at a couple levels here. We can go ahead and do our Fibonacci pull from the highs on last Friday to our lows here and look at where our golden pocket is. Our golden pocket is right at our large range point of control. We do have a fresh daily level up there. We have our smaller range point of control up there. So we have a lot of confluence for resistance up in this area. This could be a rejection area where we then come back down at least to the lows of the range. But I do like this area here. This is going to be our first resistance now. So let's go ahead and mark this out. We're going to go from the daily here over, and this is going to be our golden pocket, POC times 2, daily. Yeah, okay, there we go. So 2 POCs, a daily, and a golden pocket up here. This now, and let me make this purple. This is going to be our resistance locally. Now, we do have resistance before that. So we have our value area low at 93K is our very first resistance. Then we also do have this new naked daily point of control up here at 94,233. Now, if we take the Fibonacci retrace from the highs of B to the lows of C, you can see that that golden pocket it's a little bit above our naked daily point of control, but it's up in that area. Let's actually look at our 0.5. Okay, so I would be looking at the golden pocket, and let me explain why. Because our golden pocket, even though we have this naked daily point of control a little bit below our golden pocket is near the back test of our smaller range value area low. So now that we've dumped so hard, Bitcoin has some work to do to get back into bullish mode. We have to get back above our large range value area low, not reject from here. And then if we get back above that, we have to really get back into this value area of the 22-day range. And that value area is where our most local golden pocket is, from our B wave, the end of our B wave, to the potential end of our C wave here. And so this area as well is going to be a local resistance area. So let's go ahead and mark that out. This is going to be our golden pocket value area low. That is between 95,083 to 94,650. And actually, it's probably, yeah, about that area. About that area. All right, so those are our 2 local resistances above us now. More local, I should say. Our first resistance, once again, is the 93K area. This is a bit concerning to me, you guys. If we go on the 5-minute, this channel here, and look at this, we're already at the bottom of the channel here. If we break this to the downside, we really need to hold these 91K. Really, we need to hold. Let me get rid of this SFP now. It's done with. We really need to hold our, what I call JC pocket area, and that is the level between the 786 and the golden pocket. So if we go turn that on, 786 to golden pocket, this is our level that we really have to bounce from. If we don't bounce from this and we start breaking this down, it could be a bear flag. And let's just do a hypothetical, because we know our volume confirmation is there on this bear flag. The poll was made with increasing volume, and the flag so far has been made with decreasing volume. That is volume confirmation on a pattern, on a retail pattern. So let's go ahead and take this, being conservative and just taking this as the poll. Let's grab this. Let's throw this here. Let's do this here. And our target for the bear flag is right around that 89K SFP. We have to be aware of that. We have to keep this in mind now. Bitcoin is in bearish market structure. Money flow still looks pretty bad. 5 minute, it is starting to come up here. But once again, 5 minute bear divs. Okay, let's look at this. They're just barely, but let's go ahead and take, this was our high here. You can see we SFP'd that high. So it is a higher high, just barely, but it is a higher high. So we have higher highs locally here and lower highs here. We already have 5 minute bear divs on the chart. Bitcoin's looking weak. Weak bounce to the upside so far. So right now, all we're seeing is bearish signal after bearish signal. Let's go out to the 15-minute chart. No bull divs on the 15-minute. Money flow still looks kind of like it wants to come out. Let's go ahead and go on to the hourly chart. No bull divs. Money flow at least is starting to round out a little bit here, but that doesn't mean we can't do something like this and then come back down with money flow again if we start dumping. Let's go ahead and go on the 4-hour chart. Money flow coming out pretty aggressive still. Our momentum wave does look like it's trying to bottom here, but there's no bull divs. And you would expect, if you're going to SFP a major low and hold that low, you would expect to see some bull divs on like the 2-hour, 4-hour. So it's just not looking pretty for Bitcoin right now. I did say yesterday, I went over this in the video, and if you guys want to go check that out, we looked at these VWAP SMA bands. And these, anytime these things squeeze together, like they were squeezing together so tight, we were seeing it squeeze together super, super tight. Oh, come on. And anytime you see that, there is about to be a move that happens. And we did see how tight these things were squeezing together here? Squeezing together really, really tight in here. And I did talk about how we are going to probably see a move in the next 48 hours. And just based off yesterday's video, if you go watch it, I said my bias has to be down because the lack of bull divs and the money flow that we were seeing come out on multiple time frames. So, and that did happen today. So we did see the warning signals for this before it happened. Also, last week I made a video just warning about the higher time frame possibilities of a dump down to the bottom of the range or a dump even to 70K. And I do still think 70K is in the cards. I know when everyone is saying 70K is not coming. Well, when the entire world thinks the bull market is still coming and Bitcoin's going to pump to 150K, that's when things like this happen. We can see a dump, and no one actually ever knows when the bull market is ended until it's too late. And I'm not saying the bull market is ended. I actually don't think so, but that doesn't also mean that we can't see a big flush. Bitcoin all the time, and crypto especially, we see 40%, 30% flushes in bull markets happen in every cycle, every single cycle so far. So what's to say it doesn't happen in this cycle? We really haven't had a big flush in this cycle yet. And so maybe that's going to be our big flush coming up. I mean, of course, the flush that we saw 3 weeks ago was a pretty brutal flush. You know, it was like a $10,000 flush in a day. And that was pretty brutal, but that's still not the worst we've seen in Bitcoin cycles. Let's actually look at this. So if we go from these highs here down to the lows, we saw a, 14% flush there? That's not that. We've seen worse. Yeah, 16% flush. So we've seen worse. And Bitcoin, if it did drop to 70K, we could still continue the bull market after a bounce from 70K. In some ways, it would be healthier for Bitcoin. Let's actually go to our more macro chart here, and let's zoom out onto our weekly chart. Yeah, so no real flushes here. We also have to keep in mind higher time frame, weekly bear divs, money flow coming out, bearish Sam Bankman-Fried pattern on man boot pattern on the weekly. That's not good. We look at Elliott theory. 5-wave impulse usually is followed by a 3-wave correction. Well, we have a pretty dang clear 5-wave impulse here, don't we? Now the question is 5 done? Because within this 5-wave, we should also see an impulse, and we could see it over. Actually, I think it might be over, but there's a lot of Elliotticians that are much better than me that don't think so, and I trust their judgment on that. I just want to highlight to you guys, it could be, no one gets it right 100% of the time, or else they would be billionaires, really, like really, really filthy rich. So we could see that flush down to 70K. And look at, in the ultimate scheme of things, a flush down to 70K, it's just to here. That's 25%. That happens all the time. Look at these flushes here, and these flushes. I mean, like actually in prior cycles, we do see flushes like that. And overall, if you look at the full context of the bull market, a flush down to 70K is not that bad. And then we could continue higher. So actually, let's go ahead and sticking on macro. Let's go ahead and turn off this cycle channel, and I'm going to turn on our trend-based fib, our fib channel that has been really guiding us this entire bull market. It's gave us every major swing pivot of this entire bull market. And look at, for the first time here, for the first time in a while, we are dumping back into our main channel. Now, our main channel is the pink and white. The white is the midline, the pink is the normal channel. And these are the fib extinctions off of that main channel. And so we are dumping back into our main channel. Do we see a move down to the midline of the channel, which is, guess what, around 70K, around these highs here, around our golden pocket? We do that golden pocket pull from our 50K lows of our wave 4, lows to our potential wave 5 highs. Our golden pocket is coming in right at that channel there. And it's actually a little bit lower than that channel, depending on how fast we flush down there. But let's go on the daily chart and let's look at this zoomed in on the daily. So, I mean, yeah, it's quite a bit below it, actually. We'd have to flush down pretty quick, though. But, yeah, so look at 70. Let's say it happens in this next week. We flush down to 75K, 76K. Now, I know that's where that CME gap is, right around 76, 77K. So do we flush down and fill that CME gap down there? If not, do we really tank and go to 63, 62.5K or 62K? That is where our 786 is in alignment with the bottom of our channel. Now, I do not think we're coming down here. Let me be clear. I don't think so. But if we do, we need to be prepared, because if we lose this level, it's really bad news for Bitcoin. This channel has been our trend the entire bull market, especially the support of the channel has been our trend the entire bull market. And if we start to lose 62K, at that point, I would be way more willing to say the bull market's over. I'm not saying that yet. So let's keep an eye on macro as well. We have to keep into context the macro signals that are flashing for us when we are trading in this range. Still, for now, yes, it was another brutal day, but we are still just trading within our range, within our bigger range here from November 11th to present day. The concerning thing is look at this range here and look at the value area low. We really haven't seen daily closes below the value area low except for here. And the very next day it reclaimed it. So are we going to very next day reclaim this and kind of do something similar to this? Because if not, if we reject from here and we start to close daily candles below this value area low, Bitcoin could be in for a bigger dump. It is possible. Let's go to our smaller chart now and let's look at this smaller bearish pitchfork we pulled from the all-time high. So this bearish pitchfork that we pulled from the all-time high, we did bounce from the low of the band, which has been holding us. I covered this earlier in the video. It's been holding us this entire 22-day range. But the lows of the pitchfork, now, if it takes some time, of course, we got to chop for a little bit, which I do expect us to chop for a little bit. But the lows of that pitchfork are around our 89K SFP. Do we see us come down to that area? Let's actually also go back to our more macro chart and let's zoom out onto the daily again. And let's do our Fibonacci pull. Let's see here. Let's delete this now. Let's delete this. Oh no, let's do this pull. So from the 50K lows from the end of our wave 4 of our weekly 5-wave impulse to our highs that we see now, which could be the top of wave 5. Let's look at our 382. Now, the 382 usually bounces us in a strong trend. Our 382 is about 86.5K. It would swipe the liquidity. Now, Right below that, we have our 85K lows. So what if we come down to 85K, swipe these dead cat lows here, the very start of our range liquidity, and then come up, swipe those lows, close the daily candle at or above the 382, and then we could see come up, close the candle at or above the 382, and then we could see a reversal to make the third high of a possible distribution pattern. It's a possibility that could happen, and that would still be, if we come down to 85K and SFP 85K, overall that's still bullish, but it's not as bullish as maintaining this 91K area that we're kind of at now. And then even if we come down to 85K and SFP that, I would start being concerned that a lower high is in the making, because we could do something like this. Speaking of this fib channel that's been so important, we're now breaking back into the fib channel. Do we come down to 85K, SFP that, come back up, bearishly backtest the re-entry into the channel, and then come down? That is a possibility. And that would take weeks, because this is a daily time frame. That would take a few weeks, but it could happen. Yeah, so now we're just going to have to be aware of our local supports, local resistances, and we just trade locally, but be aware, guys, because we are due for a bigger move. And so just be aware that a bigger move could be in the making. We did see a big move today, but it might not be over. If we look at the VIX today, the volatility index on the traditional markets, I posted about this in the Discord, but it was skyrocketing. So we are seeing all volatility go up across really all of trading, all of the indexes. So all right, we're holding the bottom of this channel, which is kind of good here. We might chop here for a bit until we come up to this area here, or we could lose this now. I mean, we did see those local bear divs. Let's actually look at our CVD again. Let me go ahead and refresh this, and let's see what we can see as far as CVD goes. Yeah, nothing too much here. We're not creating any bullish CVD absorption, though. That's the problem. Really, we'd want to see some bullish CVD absorption at the bottom of our channel to continue. Like local, we'd want to see local bullish CVD absorption between these two lows here in order to continue pushing up. Now, I'm not saying that, I still think we can push up at least to this value area low at 93K. But 93K is really the area where we do need to be watching for a rejection and a continuation of this dump. I'm going to just check something out real quick here. Okay, yeah. All right, and so let's just see how this plays out. That's what we got on Bitcoin right now. Let's see how this plays out. But we are in bearish territory now, and Bitcoin needs to do some work. The bulls need to do some work. They need to reclaim 93K, and then on top of that, they need to reclaim our value area low that we lost earlier today, which is around 95K, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, up here at, what is that? 95, yeah, 95K. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. Ooh, this is a bad sign too. Look at, guys, where we're rejecting, we can't break the 382. So this is just from when we lost the value area low here and came up and bearishly backtested that value area low, and then we saw the waterfall down. So if we do a Fibonacci retrace of just this last push down here, this waterfall down after the bearish rejection of the value area low, our 382 is really giving us some resistance here. And remember, the 382 often acts as support and resistance in strong trends. Well, today we've had a pretty strong trend to the downside. So if we can't even break our 382, you know, that's telling us right there that Bitcoin is still acting bearish. We really need to get above 92,540 even to think about getting up to 93K. And then 93K is going to be a major level of resistance for us because it's our major range value area low. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye out. You can do that Fibonacci pull. So you just go from this last high where we rejected from the VWAP and where we back tested our value area low. So pretty much our 95,200 high down to our lows. And you can put on that 382 level. You can keep an eye on that for yourself. Okay, now I'm gonna go into Sui here because I didn't get to do a full analysis on Sui, and I told someone I would do it, so I'm doing it. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the weekly chart on Sui. All right. What I want to do now is I want to mark out some key levels here. We're going to put this on here. Weekly. All right, there's that. And then let's go onto our daily. Let me check something out here. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think I already have a channel very similar to that. Oh, same channel. Okay. I've already had that channel on the chart. Okay, so now let's go ahead and mark out some daily levels here. Did we touch that? Let's see. Yeah, looks like it. All right. That daily's been touched. This daily's been touched. This daily's been touched. So we keep rejecting from dailies on this entire push down. The first daily that we have is up here. We'll mark it out just in case. And now what we'll do is we will look on the daily time frame. We're going to build some confluence here. So we're going to look at our Fibonacci pulls from the last big daily highs to our current daily low. And we will turn on our golden pocket. Okay, golden pocket is near our naked weekly point of control. So I would say this area up here. And then let's actually look at our 786 as well. So 786 is near that daily. All right, so couple things to see right off the bat. Let's actually, before we do that, let's do our fixed range volume profile, and we're just going to pull of this price action kind of here where this impulse kind of ends here. Okay, value area high at our golden pocket at our naked week, right close to our naked weekly point of control. So this area here is for sure a resistance area. Golden pocket, naked weekly POC. Value area high. That's a strong level because a value area high with a golden pocket there and then a naked weekly point of control. All right, and then we'll also mark out this area here. It's going to be our 786 in our daily. Okay, we got those. Let's go ahead and delete this now. 786 daily. Let me get this squared away right. There we go. We also do have, you see this key liquidity grab before this mega dump. So this was the high before we really dumped 3 weeks ago. So that high is key. There's key liquidity resting below that high because that's where we got our true waterfall to the downside. So we have the SFP in here as well, right in our golden pocket, right at our range value area high. This box here is our major resistance above us. So we also have our SFP. That is going to be from 422, I'll say, to 441.75. All right, let's get rid of that. And now let's look at naked weekly points of control. Ooh, okay, then that's right. We have that naked weekly point of control there. That's the only naked weekly point of control that we have left naked in this entire push down too. So this one is this week's current one. That's why we don't mark that out yet because it's only Monday. Now let's go to our daily one. Let's look at our, ooh, wow. All right, so This one's going to be important, actually. I'm not going to mark this one out because it's right before our golden pocket. And I think if we come up this high, we're going to hit the golden pocket. So I'm going to leave that box where it's at. But we do have also, so this is not only a naked weekly point of control, but it's also a naked daily point of control. But I'm just going to leave the box as it is. But just know this box is very strong. And then this naked daily point of control, we probably should mark it out. I'm more interested in this guy up here because it's near our weekly. So if we do get up this high, we do have our fresh weekly up here and a naked daily point of control up here. Let me make sure that's right on there. And I would say this is now going to be our a box of resistance that we can mark out from the weekly to the naked daily point of control here. Ugh. Okay, there we go. We can keep an eye on the other ones as we get above this level. Until we get above this level, we shouldn't really be worrying about those other ones. And that level's still quite a ways off. Because you can see if we also do now on the daily time frame, if we're zooming in on the daily, and we look at our Fibonacci pull from the last daily high to our current low, let's go ahead and yeah, okay, so let's do that. Let's get rid of this bigger range for just a second. And let's go ahead and zoom in on this thing and let's look at our 22-day range. So let's go to the 4-hour chart and let's just look at this 22-day range that all these coins have been trading in. Let me go ahead and push this over. We're going to just take the fixed range volume profile and we're going to measure this range. I'm not including that wick. That's part of our impulse down. With a fixed range volume profile, you really want to measure the range, not the impulse. And that is clearly part of our impulse. So value area high being respected, point of control being respected. We have lost our value area low. Let's go ahead and take this same Fibonacci pull and let's put on our 382. Yeah, okay, guys. So very local resistance above us is going to be our 382 to value area low. This is between, what is that? 303.76 and 306.30. 306.45 actually. So this is going to be value area. $382. Okay. And then let's take the same Fibonacci pull. Let's go back to okay, I don't like the confluence here too much. So now what we can do is let's go ahead and delete this. And let's look at this, just this range. We can go from the highs of this range, which is this area here, to our current lows here. All right. Yeah. Golden pocket near our value area high. This would be our next major our next resistance in this daily consolidation that we're seeing. So this is between 3.4525 to 3.5606. That is going to be our next level. First level is this guy down here. Let me just lengthen this. All right. So we've got our resistances above us. We can go ahead and turn off this daily now because we'll think about it once we get a little bit higher, if we get a little bit higher. Let's zoom back out onto the daily. Actually, let's check our monthly pivot points real quick to see if we have confluence. So look at here too. Our monthly pivot point is in this box. So we also got to put that in because our monthly pivot is a powerful monthly pivot. Okay, MP means monthly pivot. That's my abbreviation for it. And then yeah, we'll leave those for now because by the time we get up here, it might be a new month if we get up there. All right, that is what we've got going here as far as resistances. Now, supports to the downside, we do have this fresh weekly down here right at our pitchfork band. If we re-enter back within the pitchfork, you can see the pitchfork is here. Now, as far as to the downside, what we can also do, let's get rid of this range real quick, and we're going to take a daily Fibonacci pull from the flash crash lows. And then remember, the very next day, a lot of coins made a dead cat bounce high. So we do that and we look at our, so we already hit the golden pocket. That's where this bounce was from. This bounce that gave us a nice daily bounce. You can see that was from our golden pocket. We hit into the golden pocket a second time, saw another bounce, but now we've broken through our golden pocket. And looks like we've back tested our golden pocket. Anytime you guys break through a major golden pocket, oftentimes you'll see on lower time frames a bearish back test of the golden pocket and then a rejection if it's going to continue, just like we see with value area lows. Break the golden pocket, bearishly back test, reject it, keep going. Same with the value area low. And so now we have not hit our 786. So our 786 is just below us. Let me see something here. So this looks like a pretty clear correction to the downside this here. So we got our 1, 2, 3. From here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to see if this would play out as a complex correction or not. I mean, we could look at this as a W, X, and then maybe this is a Y here. W, X, Y. And then if this is, let's check something out. All right, so we're bouncing from our 1-to-1 target. There. I do like this 1.236 down at the bearish back, or at the back test of our pitchfork that we broke out of. So I would say 262 is still a level of support. I don't like how the 786 is not really aligning with anything else. I mean, let's see if we have any order blocks like on the 1 hour in this little guy here. No order block there. I mean, this order block, but we've kind of already, that's where we're at right now. Let's go on to the 15-minute chart. Jeez, come on. There we go. Yeah, you can see we're bouncing this 15-minute order block right here. That's where we're finding support right now. But really, because this order block's already been filled, you can see we bounced from here. We came back in to fill that order block, and then we saw it move up from there. So that's been mitigated. This order block here is what we're at right now. And if this order block doesn't hold, then let's see to here. Let's pull this over. There's got to be a better way to do this. If any of you guys know that, let me know. I know White Phoenix is really good at doing order block pulls. Next time I'll pay attention to how he does that. Jesus. So yeah, we're in that we've already hit into that order block and we saw our reaction from it. Also the 1-to-1, all that to just show you that was taken. Jeez. Okay. So our 1.236 at 262. 262 area would be a level I would be looking for local support. But really, if we start to lose that, we're probably going to come down to that weekly. We do have this week daily order block down here. Actually, this is a very nice daily order block and a daily level. So you can see our daily level is right here, but that whole order block there. And what an order block is when you see big green candles like this to the upside and you have one red candle in between another big pump up like this candle body is like the order block, or some people use the whole thing. I like to refine it to the candle body, but you do you. You know, ask White Phoenix. He's the master at order blocks. He's in the VIP Discord. Great guy. So we have that daily level here, and let me. I also like to use the actual daily level rather than the whole order block, just because it's more refined. You can get a better position here. Prior highs are also right around that area, so I would say 229 is our next level, and we do have that SFP from the flash crash lows that we could SFP into this daily. So I would say that's our next level. Oop, what am I doing? That's our next level of support that I would be looking at here. Let's get rid of this jambalaya mess. Wow, look at that little itty bitty box there. Let's just do that. Because we want to hit it soon or else it's not going to be in confluence. But our next big box, I would say, is this. Next big support level. The SFP into our daily. All right, so that is between 238.48 and 229.71. And then if we break that, we're coming down to this weekly at 175.44, which is where our pitchfork band is. That's the level I would really be watching. And actually, let me take this pitchfork and use it with the band. Okay. Yeah, so that's the level I'd still be watching. There's also another daily down there, by the way. So we have a weekly, and then we have this daily here at 184.92, and that's near the top of the pitchfork band. That would be our next area between 184 and 175. But really, I think 175 is much better. 175.44. And we lose that. I mean, you know, we have these lows here that you could see a liquidity grab from, but really not. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could this be a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess you could look at it like that. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to here. And then we're starting our correction to the downside. So if that is a 5-wave impulse and you want to see your correction to the downside, this could be just the part of an A wave before we make another B, maybe up to that naked weekly point of control at 441, and then come down to C wave down here to like 120, 122. we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, that's about it for SUI. We got our levels to the upside. Go watch the video if you want those because I listed them all out. And then our major supports to the downside, I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say 262 area is our first support that I'd be watching. If we break that, the SFPs of the 239.11 lows into our 229 daily, it's at 228.97, so 229 pretty much. And then if we break that, really, I would say this area here between 184.92 and 175.44. All right, guys, that is it. I'm going to let's look at the total chart real quick, and then I'm going to get going. I did some of the altcoins earlier and some of the other big altcoins earlier, and I can do them again tomorrow. So, all right, total market cap. We've been talking about coming down to this level for a while. Let's see. Let's go on to our 4-hour chart. We did break that 886. Okay. We're breaking our value area low. And you guys can see once we finally broke the value area low, we got that waterfall to the downside. But look at this liquidity grab into our golden pocket at the bottom of the pitchfork. I am warning you guys, we can still keep dropping. This is a highly respected pitchfork of the entire bull run here of the total market cap. Bounce, rejection up here, bounce, rejection up here, bounce, rejection here, bounce, rejection, bounce, rejection, bounce, rejection. You know, you get the idea. This thing has been highly respected. Now we're losing this range. Let me go ahead and delete this for a second. And you can see that our most local golden pocket pull from the last daily lows to our highs up here, our golden pocket is coming in right around the bottom of the pitchfork. So actually, let me refine this. This needs to go here, and this needs to come up to here. This box here, we could see Bitcoin dump all the way down here more. So it's at 2.93 trillion. We could dump all the way to 2.72 trillion. So another couple $100 billion of wiped out of the crypto market. And also we have not only do we have the SFP of the range lows there, but we have the SFP of the flash crash lows there. These flash crash lows. So double SFP into a golden pocket at the bottom of a pitchfork. Tell me that doesn't look like it can get taken. I mean, that, you guys, by the way, I've had this support on the chart. You can go watch my videos months ago. I've had this marked out for months, since at least November. When I first made my video, I was talking a lot about the crypto total market caps because it was interesting. We were topping out and I wanted to show those. So this level down here, and then let's go ahead and go to our total 3 chart. Now we are losing our daily and golden pocket here on the total 3 chart, which is, you know, altcoins are just dying. It sucks, but it doesn't look like this is going to hold. We're not really seeing any bounces here. So let's get rid of that. And that daily, let's get rid of that. I mean, that, you know, that sucks that we're not bouncing, but we did come in. Now, unlike the total market cap, the total 3 did come into the golden pocket and bounce, but we did not hit our band or 0.65. So now you can see that our band is around inside this golden pocket. So, but the golden pocket's not as strong now because we've hit it once. I mean, but it could hold again. I mean, it is a more macro golden pocket. It could hold again. And we also do have our pitchfork band in there. So we could dump still more on altcoins. And look at this dump on altcoins in the band compared to the total market cap. So here, all the way, actually, let's do this. Let's zoom in here. And let's go from where we're at now. So we're at this candle body here. Let's say we dump all the way to our 0.65. Another 9% dump here. That's pretty crazy. Now on total, that's 6%, 7% really. So yeah, altcoins can bleed a little bit more than Bitcoin. I mean, I know total market cap includes the altcoins too, but you guys get the idea. All right. That's it for me, guys. Have a good night. I hope everyone was safe trading today. Manage your risk. Just because we have a support level doesn't mean you blindly long that level or set limits at that level. Make sure you're watching, you set alerts at that level. Once your alerts go on, you come to the charts, you check to see if there's confirmation. No bull divs, no long. earlier today on many things on XRP. We came down to that box I'd been waiting for. The second we did, I texted in the Discord, guys, we don't see any bull divs here. Money flow looks bad. Plus, I don't like where Bitcoin's at. It looks like it's about to dump. I'm not taking the long, even though I've been looking at this long on XRP forever. Didn't take it. We dumped through it. Same thing with Solana. Solana, even yesterday, I kind of tried to warn about that 155 might not hold now. I don't like it as much. It dumped. So just because we have a level that we really like and there's a lot of confluence of support there, doesn't mean you blindly set limits there to long it. You have to set alerts there. Once that alert sets off, come into your charts and see if you have the confirmation to take the trade. If you don't, sit on your hands. Part of trading is developing the discipline to know when to sit on your hands and not take trades even when you're at your juicy level of support or resistance. So just learning that alone will save you so many times from getting wrecked. All right. Thank you guys all. If you got anything out of this video or any of the other 2 videos I made today, please like and subscribe. Also, I do have that campaign running with MEXC where if you deposit up to $500, you'll get $10 in bonuses free. And then depending on how much you trade, you can get up to $20,000 more dollars in futures bonuses. So thank you all. That link is in the description. I'll see you tomorrow.